How many of you have a drawer filled with t-shirts that you just can't part with, but they're rarely worn? Well, easily turn those t-shirts into a memory quilt. Wondering how? I'd like to share with you the 3 basic tips of making a t-shirt block. It's really very easy. First, we're going to mark it. Now the t-shirts have been cut, removing the side seams, taking out the sleeves, so that basically you have fabric to work with. And the t-shirt transformation ruler will make it so easy to mark the quilt block. There are diagonal lines through the middle of the square ruler so that you have the center point that can be positioned right over the center of the logo. 3 sizes are given on this ruler at 10.5, 12.5, and 15.5. Very common blocks, great for t-shirts. So we just move the ruler so that it centers in the logo, and then trace the design. Now because of the neckline, I'm going to work with the 10.5 and using a fine point micron pen, work through the laser cut areas. This way you can see exactly the way the block is going to look. So it's marked. Then you're going to stabilize it. Now because the knit stretches, and if you didn't stabilize it, it would be all out of whack after a while, we're going to work with an interfacing, a fusible interfacing. Fusible on one side, smooth on the other. That's woven. It will really help stabilize, great fiber content to work with for t-shirts. And the t-shirt that I have marked underneath, already marked, I'll just flip this to the wrong side. Now you cut the fusible interfacing larger than your block size so that you don't have to get it just in the exact spot, but in the general area, and press. And I like to press from the inside out. And follow the manufacturer's instructions as to how long to do the pressing. I'm probably speeding up the time just a little bit, but work from the middle out and press. And this is really so important. The marking, then the stabilizing with the interfacing, you can see what difference that makes. Then from the flip side, you want to make sure that it's nice and flat. I'm using a press cloth to press the top. It's a t-shirt pressing mat, not mat, but cloth. It's 100% cotton so that when I press on the logo, it's not going to bubble or cause stickiness, which if you press directly on a logo, that would happen. So you have interfacing on one side. You set it by pressing on the top. And then the third step to make your block is to do the cutting. So I'm just going to set aside my t-shirt transformation ruler and use the guidelines that I marked along with my rotary cutter, ruler, and mat. And it doesn't get any simpler than this. Just align the markings and cut. Align and cut. You do this on all 4 sides. Pretty simple. And align it and cut. With the interfacing on the underside, it's nice and stable, and all your blocks, if treated in this manner, will be the same size, and you'll easily be able to piece them into the quilt. Behind me, the quilt features many of the blocks plus fabric that's framing the block, so you don't need as many t-shirts to create a quilt. This big quilt that you see made by our co-worker Shar features blocks that were not all the same size because the logos were not the same size. So she pieced some of them, adding sashing on the sides. There are many books and patterns available for you to use for your t-shirt quilt to create a memory. Nancy's Notions offers a full selection of sewing notions to test out your new sewing or quilting skills. Order your supplies today.